Hi. Alright, so today I'm gonna be teaching y'all a little bit about some notes I wrote on the use of, psychedelics. The the man I took notes on for, this, you know, he's basically focusing mostly on ayahuasca, but he explains how psychedelics in general um, are great for how they are great for us, right? So I'm gonna be reading, and just please listen. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Alright. Psychedelics shouldn't be used for recreational use at all. They should be taken seriously as they have much more serious and important mission with humanity. We do not use psychedelics for fun. Mother Ayahuasca is a healer. Although she's kind of a mother goddess of the planet, she seems to have a direct personal interest in us as individuals, to heal our ills, to want us to be best we can possibly be. To correct errors and mistakes as well. I forgot. Psychedelics or ayahuasca, they have been known to cure addictions, drugs, like all that stuff. And it's true because I had experience with it personally. I was going down a very tough path in my life, and really when I got introduced into like psychedelics, wow, like it changed me, and now I appreciate life. Like I used to always want to like kill myself because I didn't appreciate life for what it was, and I was focusing on things that I shouldn't be focusing on. But like psychedelics woke me up, and that's the thing. Alright, so yeah, they can cure like addictions to drugs like heroin or cocaine. Oh, in Peru, there's a clinic where they bring in addicts. They give them 12 ayahuasca sessions for a month, and they have encountered Mother Ayahuasca in these sessions. They wish to not take heroin and cocaine anymore, and more than half of them are like free from addiction, and they don't get any withdrawal symptoms or anything like that. And I think it's truly something we should look more into because I don't know, they've just demonetized psychedelics. The government. The government. Alright. Let's see. Ayahuasca means the vine of the souls, or the vine of the dead, for good reasons, of course. Hall of Osiris, where our souls are weighed on the scales of presence of the gods against the Father of truth and justice of cosmic harmony. What is death? What is death? What do you think death is? Think about it. You don't know what it is. Not everyone knows what it is. I didn't know what it was until I got woken up by psychedelics. Where was I? Oh yeah. The material science in the West says that we are just meat. We are just our bodies. That's all. That we're just this. And like life after death is not real, because once we're dead, and that's it. That's what science, in the West makes you think. Where am I? Oh yeah, that there is no soul. We just rot, and that we're gone. Okay. Actually, many honest scientists should admit that consciousness is the greatest mystery of science, and that we don't know exactly how it works, or how we think it works. The brain is involved in it some way, but we aren't sure how. It could be that the brain generates consciousness the way a generator, makes electricity. But if you hold to that paradigm, then of course you can't believe in life after death, right? When the generator is broken, consciousness is gone. And that's what mostly everyone thinks death is, right? Just death. And neuroscience rules it out. The relationship is more like the relationship of the TV signal to the TV set. And in that case, when the TV set is broken, of course the TV signal continues. This is the paradigm of all spiritual traditions. And that one makes sense, because we aren't really truly dead. Because We're not. Our souls still carry on. And I used to never believe in that because I was an atheist. I never believed in anything. I don't even know why, but now I'm woke and now I know that. Now I know. Where am I? That we. Oh, okay. Anyways, so yeah, that is the paradigm of all spiritual traditions, that we are in fact immortal souls temporarily incarnated in these, physical forms, our bodies, to learn and to grow and to develop, of course. Really, if we want to know more about this mystery, the last people we should ask are materialistic reductionist scientists. So modern scientists are not the people we should ask about death and life, because they don't know. Only the ones who have experienced spiritual psychedelic awakenings know what is up. And that is truth, actually. They have nothing to say on the matter at all. Let's go rather to the ancient Egyptians, who put their best minds to work for 3,000 years on the problem of death and on the and on the problem of how we should live our lives to prepare for what we will confront after death. The ancient Egyptians expressed their ideas and transcended art, which still touches us emotionally today. When you look at, the ancient arts, be it from the Egyptians and stuff, they're sending us messages, and we don't know what they are, but once you've experienced the psychedelic awakening, you start to kind of see what's going on and what the meaning of life really is. They came to certain very specific conclusions: that the soul does in fact survive death, that we will be held accountable for every thought, every action, every deed that we have lived through in our lives. So we'd better take this precious opportunity to be born in a human body seriously and make the most out of it. And we should. I don't see why we shouldn't. Maybe because people are telling us to do things that we want to do and saying that they're wrong because of, governments. Governments are the reason why we can't live freely. The ancient Egyptians weren't just exercising their imaginations, they highly valued dream states, and it is now known that they used visionary plants like the hallucinogenic blue water lily. It's interesting that the ancient Egyptian tree of life has recently been identified as the I don't even know how to say that. Acacia melodica. Probably should have looked that word up before I even spoke. But basically, which contains high quantities of DMT. Dimethyl I can never say the full DMT word, but you know what DMT is. Alright, the same active ingredient that we find in ayahuasca. Now, it is difficult to imagine a society more different from the society of ancient Egypt from today, We hate visionary states in this society. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In ancient societies, that was praised. And we have erected huge apparatuses of armed bureaucracies who will invade our privacy, who will break down our doors, who will arrest us. Yeah. Governments. Who will send us to prison, sometimes for years, for possessing small quantities of psilocybin mushrooms, even plants, for containing plants that will awaken you and expand your mind. That's what we go to jail for. That's why they're demonetized, because they make it seem as it's this bad thing. They make us think that these things are, going to make you insane. They start labeling things so we can avoid them. Alright. And yet, ironically, DMT is, we know yet, a natural brain hormone. We all have it in our bodies, and it is just that its function remains unknown. It remains unknown for lack of research. It's not as though our society is opposed in principle to altered states of consciousness. I mean, billions are being made by the unholy alliance of psychiatrists and big pharma in overprescribing drugs to control so-called syndromes like depression or attention deficit disorder in teenagers. And look, I'm 17 and I'm woke as fuck. I know what's going on because of these psychedelics. If not, I would have been still probably still, doing drugs and drinking and going down. Psychedelics. We have a love affair in our society with alcohol. We glorify this most boring of drugs despite the terrible consequences that it often has. And of course, we love our stimulants, our tea, our coffee, our energy drinks, our sugar, and huge industries are built around these substances, which are valid because of the way they alter consciousness. But what all these approved altered states of consciousness have in common is that none of them contradict or conflict with the basic state of consciousness valued by our society, which I would call the alert, problem-solving state of consciousness, which is good for the more mundane aspects of science. It is good for the persecution of warfare, it's good for commerce, it's good for politics, but I think everybody realizes that the promise of a society over monopolistically based on this state of consciousness has proved hollow, that this model is no longer working, that it's broken in every possible way or sense, that a model can be broken. And urgently we need to find something which can replace it. The vast problems of global pollution that resulted from the single-minded pursuit of profit, the horrors of the nuclear proliferation, rapid increase in numbers, that's what it means, the specter of hunger, that millions every night go to bed starving, that we cannot even solve this. Despite our alert, our problem-solving state of consciousness, and look what is happening in the Amazon. And it's sad that we do things for our own, for the human pleasure instead of accepting life and nature for what it is. It's sad. Alright, so yeah, pay attention to the Amazon, the lungs of our planet, this beautiful, magnificent, precious home of biodiversity. The old growth rainforest being cut down and replaced with soya beans so we can feed cattle so that we can all eat hamburgers. Only a truly insane global state of consciousness could allow such an abomination to occur. According to Graham Hancock, that's his name. That was his name, the dude I'm writing these notes on. I found him on a TED Talk, and I was like, he was like a banned TED Talk, and I'm like, and it was about psychedelics, so of course they're gonna ban it because the government doesn't want us to be woke. They want to control us. They want to, for their own pleasure even. it's ridiculous. Anyways, according to Graham Hancock, the man I'm writing these notes on, calculation during the Iraq War, it seems to me that 6 months expenditure on the Iraq War would have solved the problem of the Amazon, forever. Would be sufficient to compensate the people of the Amazon so that no single tree ever needed to be cut down again, to garden after that amazing resource. But we can't make that decision globally, as a global community. We can spend countless billions on warfare, on hatred, on fear, on suspicion, on division, but we can't come together and gain collective effort to save the lungs of our planet. This is perhaps why shamans from the Amazon are now mounting a kind of reverse mission activity. The sickness of the West is questionable, but not really. It's not questionable because the answer is all around us. Answers will always be around us. It is quite simple why that is, and the shamans know it as well. we humans have severed your connection with spirit. Yeah, that's true. We have not connected spiritually within, and that's the problem with humanity. Unless we reconnect with spirit and do so, we're going to bring the whole house of cards down around us, around our heads. It's true that the message of ayahuasca or any psychedelics, the universal message is about the sacred, magical, enchanted, infinitely precious nature of life on earth. And the interdependence of material and spiritual realms. In conclusion, what ayahuasca, psychedelics, all of these things is all about is a state of consciousness that's designed to help us find balances. And harmony, sorry. The ancient Egyptians would have called it mat with the universe, and to remain mindful that what we are here to undertake on earth while we are immersed in matter is fundamentally a spiritual journey aimed at the growth and perfection of the soul. A journey that may go back to the first origins of what makes us human in the first place. So in conclusion of that, we gotta connect spiritually to know how to live life and control and master our own self. There's a war on consciousness in our society, and if we as humans, as adults, young adults, are not allowed to make sovereign decisions about what to experience with our own consciousness while doing no harm to others, including the decisions to use responsibly ancient and sacred visionary plants, then we cannot claim to be free in any way. And it is useless for our society to go around the world imposing our form of democracy on others while we nourish this not at the heart of society, and we do not allow individual freedom over consciousness. It may be that we are denying ourselves the next vital step in our own evolution by allowing this state of affairs to continue, and perhaps our immortal destiny. And those are all the notes I wrote on that, and I think it's something we should all really listen to, something we must pay attention to, our spiritual self, connect within, and then connect without. Okay? Life is more than what we think we know, and we're all human, basically. We're all here for a reason. We're all here for a purpose. We all have a mission, and it's just to live a happy life, live life the way it is. It's frustrating to see people not living their life to the fullest because of restrictions that governments have put out to the world. They're basically humans telling humans what to do. Just because they have labeled themselves as governments doesn't mean they're more than us. I'm not more than anyone. You're not more than anyone. We're all equal. We're all the same species. We're all the same race. This, if you're white, if you're black, if you're, I don't know, this, that doesn't have to do with that doesn't impact the way you live. You're all human. We're all human. We're all here on the same planet, on the same universe, in the same galaxy. And once we die, once the universe decides to take the planet away because we didn't treat it well or how we should have treated it, we're really not going to be dead. We're still going to be in the same universe. So, yeah, that was like my tiny TED talk or whatever, and I hope y'all really got something out of this. And yeah, so thanks for listening. If you're still listening, I'm sending y'all good vibes always, and live life to the fullest. Always remember to love everyone and love nature and love all. Just love all. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.